Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Injective. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. So Injective is doing normal Injective things, which is pumping like an absolute maniac, and we already broke above the all-time high, of course, and coming back down to retest that is a real possibility, so I wouldn't discount that. If you're looking for a good entry point, around $25 would be your kind of be your entry there if you're looking to buy as soon as possible. I can't promise that Injective is going to see massive dips even if the market is going to start coming down very quickly, because as you can see historically we haven't really had a lot of massive dumps. So this was a 44% pullback from April 2023 into June 2023. Then we had this pullback from October into the end of essentially October, I would say. That was a 26% pullback. And what else happened? So here, July 2023 into August, I would say, we had a 35% pullback. For example, here, February into March, we had a 46% pullback. So let's say we have a 40% pullback on the average, kind of. That would put us at roughly $26. So let's say we go back to the all-time high, and from there we start another move to the upside, which is a very real possibility. So let's take a look at this local bottom here in September and this local high. We have our golden ratio at $13. Do I think we're going to be coming back down to $13? Quite honestly, I don't think so. We did retest this trading range here. We did retest that. As you can see, we broke above, had a nice retest here, and then we came up. So coming back down to it is possible, of course. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, we're never going to $15. It's, of course, possible, but do I think that is going to happen based on how Injective has been performing? I would say that is very unlikely. That would require a strong dip from Bitcoin's side that is going to pull down a lot of altcoins. And once again, even when Bitcoin is pulling back down, we don't see these massive dumps on Injective. This would be a 70% correction. Now, something really bad has to happen for Injective to come back down 70%. And personally, if you don't have any Injective at this point, I wouldn't be even looking to buy any, because there are a lot of altcoins that are still sitting down here that haven't had a massive retracement. And for us here on our channel and on our Patreon, we entered back in September 2022 at $1.40. Right now, my average buying price is at $1.23, I believe, because of the staking rewards. So we're up quite a bit. We're up 3,000% on Injective on our Patreon. But if you're looking to buy off of $25, and let's say we get to $200, which I don't know if we're even going to be able to do that, but that's going to be an 8x, right? So you're buying this off of $25 to get an 8x. Like, it's still money, obviously it's still gains, but I'm saying that there are a lot of other altcoins, even mid-cap, high-cap altcoins that haven't had this massive move to the upside, because in total this has gone up 3,700%. If you want to get in at $25, like I said, that's fine. Personally, if I didn't have any Injective, I wouldn't be looking to buy any unless we have like a major dump, to $13. If we go to $13 and then we take a look at $200 as our target, then that's, more or less, what we'd like to see, a 1,400% to the upside, 1,400% move. But off of $25, I would just look for something else. There's some snow falling right onto my window, but there's not a lot to talk about here. I can give you some support levels based on the fib, but this thing has been very bullish. It's pumping, and I can't say that we're going to be, seeing massive pullback. So $21.35. You can set up some of these levels here. We have $17, and then we have $13.52. If we take a look at the daily RSI, you can see we're coming back down. There's a bearish divergence playing out here. We could see this divergence take us down to the previous all-time high and retest that at $25, and then we could have another move to the upside. Now, I do want to switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon, because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. So jumping into the weekly, we have a massive Fibonacci retracement from the bottom in July 2022 up to the high in May 2021. We already reached our minimal target at 1.272 Fib, which is $42. That has been met perfectly. If you were entering off of the levels that we gave you on Patreon and off of the levels we were giving you on YouTube, you're going to be looking at some nice profits. So coming back down to the all-time high here once again is a realistic possibility, and a retest of the 20 MA on the weekly is something that we want to see. Just how we saw a pump here, a back test of the 20, another move to the upside, a back test of the 20, and then another leg up. So, you know, move back down to the 20 MA is not off the cards, and then we're going to see another leg up taking out the 1.414 and then taking out the 1.618, which realistically could be within the first half of 2024 if we, sustain this bullish momentum, and then taking out $150 to $200 in 2025. And we're already having targets set up on Patreon for the bull market. We already know our 3 to 4 exit points, and we're not worried about this token whatsoever. Once the targets are met, we're going to take profit, and we don't care whether it goes up or down after that. Our mission is to buy in low, buy in down here, and then sell when we get overextended and when we meet our targets. Taking a look at the weekly RSI, absolutely overextended, sitting at the index of 87. Keep in mind, once we have the pullback, we could just dump down to 70 on the index and then have another leg up into 2025. That could be a realistic scenario. We could, of course, go lower. We could retest 63 and then have another move to the upside. That looks a bit more realistic, but that would require a deeper retracement here. And I don't know how deep Injective really is going to retrace. Let me know what is your average buying price into Injective. Some of my patrons bought in at $10, and they're up approximately 4x from there, which is pretty good. And let me know where you bought in. Let me know what are your targets to the upside. I'd be really interested to read your comments regarding that. Now, taking a look at the stochastic, you can see we're in the overbought as well. So this is where I would abstain from buying. And once we have a move down to the oversold, which is below the index of 20, that's where I would be looking to buy. On the weekly chart, if that happens, great. If it doesn't, you could see a retest of this area here, kind of what we did in September, August 2023, coming back down to the index of 30. That is a possibility. The MACD is very overextended. Absolutely crazy how the MACD is bullish this way. And if we start creating a bearish cross, which we did back in July 2023, if you take a look at this, this only provided us with a little bit of a pullback here. Nonetheless, it was a pullback. It gave us an opportunity to buy in. But once you see a bearish cross like this happening on Injective's weekly chart on the MACD, you can potentially start dollar cost averaging, and you can expect a bit of a further move in that direction, just how we saw that during summer, during this last summer. And that's one way you could use the MACD. If we take a look at the volume is absolutely incredible. You can see we're breaking previous all-time high candles that we saw in February 2022, that we saw in April 2023. So there is no signs of stopping for this coin, and congratulations to everyone who entered down here, who entered with me, and who has been staking throughout this bull market for Injective, and hopefully we'll take profits together and we'll secure those gains before the bull market peak. Thank you all for watching, stay safe, and have a great day. Goodbye.